Hello everybody, this is Divine Custom Creations. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. It's my first time getting on, and I'm going to be doing sublimation on a glass cutting board. So I just want to first go over a few things. The cutting boards that we're going to use, you can get them square or you can get them circle. And you can find them at the Dollar Tree, $1.25. That's not that bad. And it's just a glass cutting board. And then you also want to make sure that you get text print sublimation paper, because the paper will stick to the glass cutting board, but this is the only kind of paper that you can pull off without having that paper residue left over after. And then you want to make sure you have your white vinyl. And Oracle white vinyl is better, but this is Cricut. It works just as good. Then you want to make sure you have your alcohol dry erase rag. And you also want to have your tape strips so you can be able to measure how big your cutting board is. And you want to have a cutter and a scraper. So you want to make sure you have all these items. The first thing that I do, I'm just going to set this stuff off to the side. I am going to open this up. If you have any questions, just drop them down below. I will get back to you. So there is a rough side and a smooth side. What you want to do is on the smooth side, you want to take these off. Now you want to keep them because we're going to put them back on after. But to do the sublimation part, you need to take them off. Now it will leave a little bit of residue. So that's when the alcohol comes into play. It's going to get that residue off. Now I usually just spray it and let it sit. And it comes off really easy. And I just use a dry erase cloth. I want to make sure that I get it all off so that it's a smooth surface without that residue to work with. So I'm just going to spray a little bit more so I want to make sure it's really off. I'm just going to let that sit there and dry. And what I want to do now is measure so I know how big to make my print so that the whole square surface is covered. So I get 8, so it's going to be an 8 by 8, but I want to make it a little bit bigger so that I know for sure the whole surface will be covered. So I'm going to go 8.25 for each side. So I already have my picture here, and I'm just going to make it bigger. Alright, so now that I have my print, I'm going to go ahead to File. I'm going to select Print. Now for my sublimation settings, I go to Preferences. I want to make sure that I have Premium Presentation Paper Mat selected. For this project, you do not need to mirror anything. So you want to go to Print Preview if you like. If not, it's just optional so that you can see your print before you print it. You go to More Options, go to Custom, go to Advanced. And what I want to do is go to Color Controls, and I'm going to change it to Adobe RGB and hit OK. And then I'm going to hit OK again. Make sure my paper is loaded, which it is, and I'm going to go ahead and print. There's my print preview, hit print again. Now while that is printing, I'm going to go over here to my heat press, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on because I want it to start preheating. So I have my settings for my heat press. It's going to be set to 90, and then I'm going to have it heat up to 385. Now we're going to press this glass cutting board for 90 seconds 2 times, each time rotating it so that all the areas get even pressed. Now back over here to the square cutting board, I am now going to apply my white vinyl to the smooth side. Now, some people may want to like have the Cricut print out a perfect square, but me, I just find it easy to just go ahead and measure it and just cut it and use a exact knife to go ahead and cut it to the size that I need it. Here's my knife, and I'm just going to, after I put this on, remember, we're putting this on the smooth side. Some people like to use the spray bottle with water and a little bit of soap, but this heat takes all the bubbles out, so you don't need to worry about doing that so it gets on there perfectly. Just smooth it out as best as you can, and the heat takes all of it out. So if you do mess up, like I just did, and put it on crazy, just take it back off. And I'm just going to take my scraper and smooth it out the best way. You can just tap and poke a hole in it when we do that to a few, but for the most part, that heat takes it all out. So now I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to cut around the edges to get this excess paper off that we do not need. And I'm going to do it all around. Come on. And I'm just going around the edges now, trying to clean it up. Make sure I did get everything off that I was supposed to. Smooth it out one more time. So, here's the rough side, here's the smooth side. So, now that I have this, we are going to have to heat press this for 15 seconds before we apply the sublimation to it. So, you can do photos. Here are some of the cutting boards I've already done so far, and kind of pretty much put what you like on each one of your cutting boards. And as you can see, there's nothing on top of this, so this cutting board can be used as an actual cutting board. It can be used for decoration. You can buy picture stands from the Dollar Tree if you want to display them. Clean up while my print is printing and while the heat press is still heating up. I think I lost some photos one. I lost one. Alright, so now we can go over to the heat press and we can press our vinyl down for 15 seconds. And I'm just using parchment paper. So I'm just going to lay it on the heat press. I'm going to add that on top. And then I'm going to press down for 15 seconds. After that's done, I'm going to let it cool. You want to make sure that it cools down all the way before you put it on the sublimation print, because you know once heat hits the sublimation print, the ink will spread. So you want to make sure that it's cool. Alright, so now this is done. I am going to set it down to cool off of the heat press. And I am going to print out another sublimation print because I printed out my print, and of course you see there's extra ink that landed there. So I am going to reprint because I do not want that to show up on my cutting board. So we're going to redo this. So this is cooling, and I'm just going to make a room. And I'm going to set this over here and cool. So when we do our sublimation print, This white vinyl will be laying on top of the sublimation print. And we are going to put the heat press down. This is the reason why we don't have to mirror it, because we're not putting it on top. We're going to be setting the cutting board on top of the print, and the rough side of the cutting board is going to be up on the press. These cutting boards are good for all occasions. Now, I normally do my editing on the Cricut software, but I like to print from Silhouette Studio or Inkscape, just because they allow me to print larger for certain projects that I need to do larger. And you don't have to have a Silhouette to use the Silhouette program, and Inkscape is a great program to use, especially when you want to do a lot of different kind of editing or creating your own designs. I'm so mad my picture didn't come out right, but that is okay. We're going to print out another one.
Alright, so now she is cutting, well, trimming the excess off of the paper.
So I'm just going to grab my paper and I'm going to lay my print down. And what I'm going to do is grab my cutting board and make sure the vinyl side is down on it.
Focus, camera, focus.
Now that I got my print on here, I'm going to move over to my heat press. So I'm just going to turn that. And I'm just going to lay this on the heat press, rough side of the glass up. I'm going to lay my parchment down under. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press down for 90 seconds. Once that 90 seconds is up, I'm going to rotate it, and then I'm going to press down for another 90 seconds. At least until I feel like it's come through good enough. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is Divine Custom Creations. Now that my time is in it, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to rotate it. I want to make sure it gets an even press.
And how long do they have to wait again?
90 seconds. So you want to press it for 90 seconds twice. If you feel like after the second 90 seconds it's not come through enough, you can press it down more. It just all depends on to your liking. All you need is white vinyl, glass cutting board, which you can get from the Dollar Tree. You can also get the white vinyl from the Dollar Tree. You'll need text print sublimation paper, and that is all you need to create a custom glass cutting board. And you can make them for all occasions. You can put whatever you want, from family portraits to designs to decoration for your household. So it could be for any and everything. And if you don't have a heat press, like this one, any heat press will do. You just got to make sure that it's one that can be able to press it for that amount of time. So I don't like the way it looks, so I'm going to press it down a little bit longer. And go about halfway and see how it turned out. Now, I made like 4 of them so far. It's like my 5th one that I made. And also just remember, sublimation is trial and error. It's not always going to come out perfect. This is just a demonstration on how to get it done. So sometimes it works great, sometimes it don't. And I hope all these ideas and tips and tricks are helpful. So now that your brick is done, I'm just going to pull it over here and let it cool. Once the paper gets stuck to it, so once it cools all the way, you'll be able to pull the paper off without it getting stuck. And then you're having to wash the excess paper off. So if you have the text print paper, sublimation paper, it will come off. I'm going to sit here and cool all the way down. Alright, so now we're back, and I'm going to flip this over because it's starting to cool, and what I want to do is start peeling it back. And what you want to do is peel down at an angle, so that way you're not tearing, and you kind of want to go slow. But for the most part, once it starts cooling down, it comes off very easy, and there's no paper residue left behind for you to have to sit there and wash off, you know, and it just makes it so much easier just to be able to pull off and not worry about excess paper. Now, sometimes a little bit, but it doesn't stick. It's very easy to get off. And as you see, I'm just pulling it, and it's coming right on off. There's no paper left behind. Now, if you like, you can put a cork board on the back of this if you want to use it for decoration. And you can also get this cork board from the Dollar Tree. It's $1.25, and you're able to put this on the back. I did this one with the cork board on the back and put the stoppers right back on there, and all I did was use a hot glue gun to put the backs back on. Or you can just leave it like this and put the backs back on with a glue gun. But I just wanted to show you guys how it's done, the finished result, and the steps to get to the finished result. Now make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you like it. This is McNeil's Kitchen from my kitchen. Thanks.